What's up, guys? The Vortex here. So, Batman vs. Superman is finally out, and for those of you who are fans, you know I've been waiting for this movie. You know, ever since it came out, I've been looking forward to it. Maybe I've had my problems with the announcements, the choices they made, but overall, I've just been waiting to see, is it going to be good, is it going to be bad, is it going to be in the middle? Well, now it's finally out after, 3 years? Let's talk about it. So to start off, we gotta get into, the whole what I was talking about before the movie versus how I feel after. So I went in with something like 8 friends. There was a total of 9 of us. So we go in, we're pumped, we're ready to see this movie. And I don't know, going out, it was, for the most part, most of us were kind of disappointed. I know I had at least, I had a couple of them that were into it. I feel like I was the most disappointed. Don't get me wrong, there were some great movies, but when you see a movie that's amazing, you go in, maybe some energy, you come out with even more. Like, for example, the night before, actually, I saw Pulp Fiction with some of my friends. It's an older movie, and great movie. Going out of that movie, I liked it so much more than going in, getting ready. I didn't feel that way with Batman vs. Superman. Especially because when you look at the introduction, that is outstanding. That opening scene. For those of you that have seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. That opening, visually and otherwise, it was great. And also, with Bruce Wayne's parents, it was great to see. It was kind of weird seeing that 2 Walking Dead characters were his parents. Maggie and Negan, who has yet to appear, but he's going to. Those were his parents. That was pretty cool. So, that was great. Actually, the whole first part of this movie I felt like was great. First 45 minutes or so, when it was Batman stuff, Superman stuff, they're kind of just doing their own thing, and I was like, oh man, they're gonna collide. That should have been the movie, in all honesty. Batman, Superman, they work together, they collide. That's not what it is. Even if it's Batman versus Superman, that's really not what it is. But when it's just that, when it's building to that, that was outstanding to me. Because the characters with that, Batman as Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck did a great performance. Jeremy Irons was great as Alfred. Henry Cavill, for those of you that watched my Man of Steel reviews, you know I loved Henry Cavill. That being said, just because you love Man of Steel, I'm just going to say does not mean you're going to love this movie. I love Man of Steel. I saw it 3 times in theaters. I did not love this movie. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it, And so, anyway, there's Lois Lane, who's great in this movie. I've heard some complaints. I liked her in this movie. Amy Adams is good. Gal Gadot, who at first when they casted her, I was like, what? Why are they... Who's this? And I didn't get it. She's good. She's really good as Wonder Woman. But the thing is, we have yet to see her full potential. Because she's just in there just because we want a Wonder Woman character in there. Don't get me wrong. She fit in better than Flash, Cyborg, the Dark Side segment, Aquaman, which I'll get into later. She fit in better than all of that. And the actress was really good. I can't wait to see her solo movie because there was a little nod to that. I'm like, yeah, I want to see that. I think that's next year, too. That movie. And so, anyway, the Dawn of Justice part really hurt this movie a lot. Also, Lex Luthor. Oh, when we first saw him, my friends and I, we look at each other and we're like, that is not Lex Luthor. Jesse Eisenberg, I've known this since the beginning. That is terrible casting. And we all knew what they were going for. We all thought, oh, he's smart in his other movies, he'll be smart in this, because Lex Luthor's just a smart guy. Really, Zack Snyder? Do you know anything about Lex Luthor, other than he's bald and he's smart? Because I'm sure he does. He just didn't show us that in this movie, because that is some just smart dude. That's not some weird, crazy smart dude. I've never thought of Lex Luthor, maybe he's a bit crazy, but I've never seen him as blatantly crazy as Jesse Eisenberg. And I didn't like that. I didn't like Jesse Eisenberg. I also didn't like the reason for why Batman and Superman fight at the end. It's one of my friends even points out, he's like, wait, the Batman vs Superman fight felt like the most irrelevant part of the movie, and that's so true because the movie is called Batman vs Superman, but that's not even like that's like the least relevant part of the movie, which is annoying because the way it starts off, you feel like it's building towards that, and then it goes a different route just out of nowhere. It's like this movie. Take a movie like Aliens, alright? A classic, one of my favorite movies of all time, probably. So it's such a simple premise. They take these Marines, they lose contact with this place because of the aliens. So they take these Marines, they go down, they deal with the situation. That's the basic premise. How do you describe this movie? Like, the trailers actually don't spoil it, for the most part. I mean, to some degree they do, but for the most part, they don't spoil it, and there's more to it than the trailers lead on, which is kind of a bad thing in this case. Normally that would be a good thing, but not in this case. It's not even fully Batman vs Superman. It's not fully, it's like towards the end they kind of decide, alright, now let's make it Dawn of Justice. It was like starting one movie and then finishing a different movie. That's the way I felt. So overall, guys, if you want to see this movie, go ahead and see it, because some of my friends enjoyed it, because I saw it with a bunch of guys. Some of them enjoy it. I enjoyed it, not thoroughly, but I enjoyed parts of it. The ending I did not like. The whole ending part, I was done by that. After the Batman vs Superman fight, I was just, no interest was really left in me. But if you're a fan, go see it. If you have any interest in seeing this movie, go see it. I'm not going to tell you no. Yeah, go see it. And maybe if I see it a second time, I'll like it better. I don't know if I'm going to see it a second time. Maybe I'll like it better, though. It's really... Those are my main thoughts as far as spoiler-free. I'm not going to give it a rating out of 10, because I don't really want to do that anymore, because I don't know. It's hard to rate movies out of 10 on a specific system. I know that's like the whole reviewing thing, but just take everything I've said in this video, and that's my review, okay? So now, if you don't want anything spoiled, now's your chance to go. 3, 2, 1. So I'm going to quickly go into spoilers. So, let's start with the whole Doomsday thing. They butchered Doomsday. They did him horribly. My friends and I, when he comes up and he does that whole blast thing, like this generic villain thing, and it blasts, my friends and I look at each other like, what is this? They turned Doomsday, such a creative character, into probably the most, or at least one of the most generic villains I have ever seen in a superhero movie. What were they thinking? He was like some energy thing? What were they thinking? That was awful. And then they have the nerve to do the whole death of Superman thing in the second movie. What? And it was so out of place. And it just ends. And although I do kind of like the way where Batman's like, you gotta get the other superheroes, Wonder Woman's like, yeah. I do kind of like that. I was like, okay, I kind of see where you're going. I mean, we all know Superman's going to come back, but it was just kind of like, you're going to bring him back the next movie. What's the point? What was even the point of doing that? And then, also, we have, what is Lex Luthor's plan in this movie exactly? I have no freaking clue. What is his plan? I don't know. That's a difficult one. And then we also have, although I'm going to talk about one positive spoiler, but I'll get to that, or a couple positives, but I'll get to that. But then getting back to the whole Justice League thing, forming the Justice League, you have a freaking email file with all the Justice League people. Like, really, that's how you're going to show them? And it's like Aquaman's one, he's like swimming in the water, and I guess he's just letting someone film him, and then suddenly he freaks out. He looked cool though. He looked badass. Cyborg's was pretty cool. Flash's was alright, but Ezra Miller looks nothing like Barry Allen. Like in the Flash TV show, Grant Gustin, even though he doesn't have blonde hair, like if you gave him blonde hair, he would look just like Barry Allen. Like physically he looks like him. I don't see that with Ezra Miller. And what's with like The whole facial hair, that doesn't work. Plus, they show him in a dream sequence. I think it was a dream sequence. I don't know. It was so out of place. But he goes through this whole portal thing, and I didn't even know it was the Flash. My friend's looking at me like, I'm like, wait, is that the Flash? He's like, that's the Flash. I'm like, oh. Like, it just didn't seem like the Flash to me. I don't know, that felt out of place. The whole dream sequence felt out of place too. Like, why is Batman dreaming about something so specific? Like with the whole dark side thing? Like the Superman part made sense with the whole dark side thing. And then when he's killing in the dream sequence, I'm like, oh, alright, he's not gonna kill him the rest of the movie. Right? No! He slaughters people in this movie. Just straight up murders people. The whole time. At the beginning, I'm like, oh, maybe he's not. Then he gets his car, he hits it and flips over. I'm like, alright, they're probably still alive. Then he drags the car with him, starts hitting it around like freaking pinball, hits him into another guy. I'm like, okay, maybe they're still alive. Then they get this guy in a gunner and starts shooting at the Batmobile. So he takes a minigun and blows the car up. It was like almost silly. No, it was silly. And then I was just like, what moral ground are you going to stand on, Batman? You're going to tell me you're criticizing Superman for killing a lot of people? Alright, Batman. Well, apparently, according to the movie, he's been Batman for like 20 years. In this movie alone, he's killed a lot of people. 20 years? Can you imagine how many people Batman's killed? Like, shut up. That's not to say I hated the Batman in this movie, but that bothered the hell out of me, because that was just lazy. Because they did Superman right. Superman didn't kill anyone. Why did Batman? Angry Joe had a theory, and it was a very logical theory, but here's my opinion. You're giving them too much credit. I don't think that's what they were going for. That's not what they were going for. There's no way. If they was, they didn't show it. Zack Snyder is not great at explaining things. He's great in some areas, not great at explaining things. So this movie was just so over-convoluted. Hell, my head's actually hurting just thinking about the million different things going on in this movie. So then, I want to get to a positive though, because Henry Cavill's performance was great. The way he talks, the way the whole Senators thing happens. And then, when he goes into that hall, and he has that meeting, that was one of the most brilliant scenes I have seen in a while. Where it's like Granny's peach tea, and then the senator is talking, and she looks at that, and she's like, and then the one guy in the wheelchair just blows up, killing everyone, and then that one shot of Superman just like standing there, just in horror, in that whole building thing, burning thing. That scene was brilliantly executed. That was probably the best scene in the movie for me. Just wanted to talk about that because I don't want everything to sound negative. Another positive, Wonder Woman. And Ben Affleck, as I said earlier. Wonder Woman, though, she was, even though she wasn't in it a lot, like, we all started clapping when she showed up. It was great. Even if it wasn't, it didn't really make that much sense. I mean, it kind of did. It kind of did. It kind of made sense. It wasn't just out of nowhere. Like, she was there earlier. I still don't know why. No exact reason was really given, because once again, Zack Snyder doesn't like to explain things. But when she shows up and she uses her lasso of truth and stuff, that was some good shit. But anyway, guys, overall, I'm gonna say, I don't know. It had good elements, but as a movie, and I just can't say it was great. I want to, believe me. I envy anyone who loves this movie. I envy them. But I'm not going to give it the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to say it was a pretty good movie, but that Suicide Squad's going to be better, and that I hope they don't do this with every movie and overcomplicate things. Just let a movie be a movie. It doesn't have to connect to everything. Because this movie could have been awesome. It could have been amazing. It could have been like the best superhero movie to ever happen. No. Anyone from DC, if you're watching this, you're probably not, but if you are, simplify things. Like, look at Deadpool. It was such a simple movie. And, look how great that was. And, I just think you need to do that more. Go back to that again. Anyway, guys, also, Zack Snyder, keep him away from Justice League. Not that I don't like him, but just, I don't want him on Justice League. Get him the hell out of Justice League. I'm sorry, get him out. Get someone else. Because how complicated things were with the number of superheroes in this movie. Can you imagine a whole team of people? That would be nuts. I keep trying to end this video, but I keep going back. And I think this is the end. Alright, guys. Peace out. This has been a review of Dawn of Justice.